XMR, we start with 1 hour chart. Okay, if we refer to our analysis when the price was within this move that we mentioned about the different possibility. And we mentioned if you want to look for buy, we need to get one more drop. We were expecting the price to drop to this low because we mentioned we can look for this correction for next move. All right, as we can see, the price drop and broke this low. That even if in our analysis in my last video, and we mentioned when the price broke this one, we need to look at the chart differently because we mentioned we can put this one, the one can turn to a correction similar to what we have here for one more drop, and this is what we get. Okay, that's why because of this reason right now I mentioned, that's why I mentioned if we want to look for buy, we need to get one more drop. Okay, because when we get one more drop, then we can confirm whether we need to look for this correction or this one can turn to a correction similar to what we have here. And now we confirm this is the what we get. Okay, and now we want to see what's there next and how we can look for trade, because we mentioned if there is any drop, any reversal, we can look for buy. We get the reversal, but based on 1 hour chart we didn't have the proper trade setup. In this case we start with daily chart. We want to see what we have based on daily chart. All right, as we can see based on daily chart, still we are within this correction. Okay, but the price couldn't retest this low. No, the question is, can we put these two in relative to each other for one move up, and how complex can be? Okay, in this case we move to 1 hour forward chart. All right, now as you can see based on forward chart we have been within this one. We get the first, there was a correction for one more drop. Now we put this one in relative to this. We want to see whether we can look for this for next move. All right, and the only question is, this one, the price haven't broke this low. If the price broke this low, then we'll look at the difference. Then we cannot put this one in relative to this correction. Okay, no, the way it's dropping and moving is really corrective. Now want to see whether we can look for trade setup or not. The overall is how deep this one can go. First of all, if I put this one in relative to this, we can see we have a divergence, but be better to refer to lower time frame. And as we can see here also we have, but based on forward chart we don't have any proper trade setup. What we get, sharp reversal. Okay, but we don't have any trade setup. It's still there is a one, it's still we can expect this one to give us one more drop because the way it's dropping is really corrective. And the first we were looking for this in relative to this, but now what we can see, how about if I put this one, that's mean still we can look for this as a more I mean this part become really more corrective. Okay, then we want to see how we can put relate to this part. All right, because when we, even if we refer to analysis, I mentioned when we want to put this one in relative to this in terms of the length and time, they're not match. All right, because we were thinking to look for this flat, but now as we can see still we can expect this one become a correction. That's when this flat become more complex before we get one more drop. All right, what I want to see is that if we want to look for trade, we don't have the trade set up. That means still this one can give us one more drop. That means still we will be within this correction. And if I move to 1 hour chart, all right, as we can see, we were expecting the price to break this one and look for reversal. We get the reversal, but we didn't have the proper trade setup. And this is what we have almost. Okay, can we expect the price next move if there is a drop to tag 198 or not? Okay, this is what we need to be quite careful. And what I want to say is that if we want to look for trade, either buy or sell, we don't have any trade setup. If we want to look for buy, we have a sharp move, but this correction is not, I mean, doesn't give us any trade unless this one turn to a correction similar to what I draw here or flat. Maybe we can consider for the next move. But right now we don't have it. Even there is a possibility we get the sharp move down with the flag for one more drop. Okay. But I want to say we don't have the any trade setup right now here. What I explained, we can look at the chart in differently. We have these different options. That's why if we want to look for buy, still we have to wait and see what we get from here. Either buy or sell, as I explained. In this case, we just follow the chart. If I see any update, I will share things.